Hello, welcome to Books with Jody. Today we're going to go over everything I read in December. We've got some new releases, some classics, and everything in between. Now this month I read a total of 9 books. Normally I don't read this many, but with the holidays I had extra time to read. In December I read 2 new releases. I read Before We Say Goodbye and The Wager, both completely opposite storylines. This is the 4th book in the series Before the Coffee Gets Cold, about a magical cafe where you can sit down in a special seat at a special time and drink special coffee, and you can have a conversation with a loved one who is also in the cafe. It said it's the 4th in the series. I just can't get enough, and I hope the author keeps writing them. It's a 4-star for me. The next new release I read is The Wager. I just finished this last night so I could get it into the December wrap-up. This is a true story about a shipwreck in the 1700s and the castaways and how they managed to get back to England. Some it took a year, some it took many years till they were able to get home. It's a story about mutiny and alliances and pushing men to the very end of what they're capable of doing just to get home to their family. 5-star, highly recommend. Next we have the classics that I read this December. I have 3. They're all in different lengths. First up, we have Gone with the Wind. This comes in at about 970 pages. It was on my bookcase for a long time till I finally decided to read it. This book is actually quite easy to read, despite it being written in the 1930s, I believe. It's long, but if you love the movie, you will absolutely love the book. There's more marriages, more babies. The theme of the book, I would say, is survival. Scarlett O'Hara will put down all her pride just to save her family. Well, it's a long read, and it was on my bookshelf for 2 years. I'm so glad I finally read it. I read it in about a week, and it was so worth it. Recommend, 5-star. Next, we have my Christmas read. If there's one thing I wanted to do over Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, it was to read this book. I saved it from, I think I bought it in the summer at a secondhand store, and I finally got my chance to read Agatha Christie's Hercule Poirot's Christmas. I love Agatha Christie. Well, not all her books are a hit. Many of them, there's the warm, cozy mystery. Love them. I try to figure them out, but I just can't till the reveal. Love her writing. If you want one to set the mood for Christmas, I would recommend this one. 4 stars. And last on the classic is the smallest book I read. It's actually 2 short stories. Leo Tolstoy's How Much Land Does a Man Need? This is a great short story about how much does a person really need. Do they need lots of wealth, lots of stuff, lots of popularity, or what do they really need? This book, the ending, chef's kiss. 5 out of 5, without a doubt. Now we're on to our novels that are not new releases and they're not classics, they're in between. First up, we have the novel that was on my TBR and on my bookshelf for the longest, about 2.5 years. The Children of Jacosta by Natalie Haynes. Natalie Haynes, I love your writing. Please keep writing. She puts out about a book a year, and this is the, second one I read from her. If you love myths, Greek myths and Roman myths and retellings and learning more about the story, you need to pick up some Natalie Haynes. These are well-researched, well-written. They're usually pretty quick reads. This one was about 300 pages. Adore it. I cannot believe I waited so long to read this book. I loved it so much that, in fact, after reading it, I picked up another Natalie Haynes book. This one is Stone Blind. It's about the myth of Medusa and how she's misunderstood. If you like myths about Medusa, about gargoyles, about the sea, you will love this. This one was even faster read because the type is so big. Like I said, anything about Natalie Haynes that she can write, love it. Wonderful book, 5 out of 5. Next up, we have a wintry book, Breathless. Breathless is about a woman who is a journalist, and she wants to get an interview with the top climber in the world. But the only way he'll give it to her is if she climbs up to the top of the mountain with him. Along the way, there's a murder mystery, but can anyone be responsible for telling what's actually happening? Because a lot of them are getting delirious from the oxygen, lack of oxygen, the height. So what's really going on? Is someone after them? Will they make it to the top? Pretty good book. I give it about a 3, mostly for atmosphere. And last up, Gilded Mountain. This one I had on my, about a year and a half I had this one on my bookcase. It's from our book club. It was pretty good. It's about a family who goes to meet, I think it's the 1800s, they go to meet their father who's gone away to mine. And the difficulty